biased on this, but you have a great coaching staff, and I don't think the nature of it. I think is that the head coach gets a lot of the credit, right? But the assistants contribute an awful lot, and Providence has been lucky over the years, I think, to have great coaching staffs for a long time. And I think you look at the number of players that advance, and that tells you that. This is a chance for you to say some good things about Witter and Mooj. What do those guys bring?
Well, we'd be here all day to list them all, but let's see, both bring similar and different traits, I guess is what I would say. The one's with the D, one's with the forwards. Witter is obviously someone that had played a long time in a lot of different ways, in a bunch of leagues, and he's our true north with regards to just the game. Mooj and I will be sitting there breaking something down, and then Witter will come in and he'll just flat out say exactly what the heck we were trying to figure out in a very simple way. And so, he's our check, every time we have to think about something or whatever it might be, he's that guy that brings us back down to earth. And I would say the same thing for the way that he handles our prospects is, there's really not a lot of fluff. There's just the core pieces of how you're going to get to the NHL. And so he's certainly himself had to figure that out, and has his recipe, and he certainly shares that with others, and what he values as key cogs into development and getting to the NHL. And I think you see it throughout the guys that he's had, and they're doing it right now in Boston as you go down the list. So that's certainly what he brings. Mooj is just a little bit louder of a guy, I guess I would say. Very personable. Both of them just love the game. I think that's obviously goes without saying, but certainly worth repeating. And Mooj has obviously been coaching longer than Witter and I. He's been coaching for, I want to say, close to 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. Might be even more than that. So, he brings a lot of experience with him that I don't know if we even think about, but certainly does. He's been in the East Coast League as a head coach. He was obviously in San Jose for a long time in their organization under several different coaches. And so for us as a staff, it's terrific to bounce ideas off of. And then as far as with the players, he's, again, very personable. Each defenseman knows how much Ryan cares about them and cares about their development. And he's been just a huge part in the development of the Lauzons and the Zaboros and the Cliftons, and we go down the list. So, but I think that both of them care more than most do. And I think our players certainly can see that. And then I think both of them have some serious experience in developing players in their own way. And you see the product of that, in Boston right now.
Well, I don't want to, as you're talking, I realize I didn't mention Mike Dunham, who also has is a big contributor. What about him?
Yeah, Dunny, again, played a long time in the NHL, wasn't in another organization, which I do think helps, grow your resume, but it really just helps you with the way the way that you see things and the way that you believe in things and how things should be done with regards to goalies. I love Dunny in a lot of ways. Obviously, he's just a terrific person. But as a goalie coach, I love the fact that he's I don't want to say he's old school, but he certainly believes in just make the save. I think some others would not necessarily have that at the forefront of their philosophy. But I think Dunny understands the game is a crazy game, and there's things that happen out there that might put his goalie in a situation where he's not going to be able to make the proper save or the proper technique with regards to the save. And in his brain, he's just let's find the puck and make the save. So I do think that philosophy lends to less excuse and more the onus is just to make the save. And as a coach, I love it. It's certainly something that we believe in here as far as our team is concerned. But that's what I would say about Dunny. He's certainly going to help them with their technique, and they're out there every day working on that consistently, and he does value that. But at the end of the day, it's time to make a save. Let's just make a save.
Last thing for me, Matt Philippe, getting his feet wet as a pro here in the first little while. What have you seen from him so far?
Well, he's got speed. He's certainly able to protect pucks for zone time and create some chances off of that. I think, like most young players, it's always a bit of an adjustment. And for Matty, I think it's the same way. He's finding his game. He's finding his professional game. He's finding what he can bring to the table, and so when you've got a bunch of speed and you're able to get in on a forecheck, and he's just going to have to find that consistency of being a physical, fast winger that puts some heat on their defenseman. And, then he can recover some pucks and play in the offensive zone. He's certainly, like most college players, not used to the pressure you're seeing down the walls. And so he's having to really adjust. And to be honest with you, the two teams we're playing here consistently are probably one of them, or both probably the most aggressive down the walls in our division. Not that it's just this division this year. I just mean division in general. So he's having to deal with that. So there's a big learning curve, with that stuff. When you're a big body and you can skate like that in college, you're able to do a bunch of stuff that as you go to pro, you start to realize, well, geez, there's bigger bodies out here that can skate just like me. I'm going to have to figure out some other things. So I've seen flashes of physicality and flashes of forechecks, and certainly have seen puck protection and getting pucks in the net. And then I've also seen some times where he's having to figure out how to handle pressure and consistently bring that physical presence that I think he and we know he can bring.
Okay, that's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, thanks, guys.
See you tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah.